Today, Mummy Pig has a cold.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So Peppa, George and Daddy Pig are all looking after her.
Mummy, Dr. Daddy says that we need to take your temperature with this thermometer.
OK, nurse, but don't get too close. I don't want you catching a cold as well.
Don't worry, I never get ill. Here you are.
Thank you, Daddy Pig.
Mummy Pig's temperature is high, which means she isn't very well.
Oh no, George, you've got Mummy's cold.
Well, I prescribe you a day in bed too.
Don't worry, George. We'll look after you. Come on, Dr. Daddy.
Coming, Nurse Pepper.
Peppa and Daddy spend the whole day looking after Mummy Pig and George. They keep them cool. They make them lunch.
Whoa!
And they make sure they have lots and lots of tissues.
Don't get too close, Daddy, or you'll catch a cold too.
Oh no, but how will I ever get the tissues all the way to the bed?
We can use the tissue train instead. Choo-choo.
So, are the patients feeling all better then? I'll take that as a no.
Don't worry, I've got just the right medicine for George. I prescribe you one big dinosaur cuddle. Nurse Pepper's orders. Achoo! Uh-oh.
Oh dear. Now Peppa has caught the cold as well.
I can't get sick. I'm the nurse. The nurse.
Nurse? What's a nurse?
It's OK, Peppa. Even nurses get sick sometimes.
Unlike Daddy Pigs, we never get sick.
Achoo!
Why don't you all get nice and cozy and watch a film? You know, it's a good thing I never get ill. Otherwise, there'd be no one to look Achoo! Achoo! I'm sick too. Achoo! Oh, how did this happen?
Even Dr. Daddies can get sick sometimes.
Come on, Dr. Daddy. There's room for one more.
It's not nice to be unwell,
Thank you, Peppa.
but it's nice to be looked after by your family.